Greetings, people of the world. Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers live here on Twitch. So, after completing the first part of the main story, tonight we begin by taking a look at the new special events, and then we go to a place where it's going to get pretty nasty. But, hey, on the bright side, look at all the colorful Easter eggs that are around here at Mikedo's Amphitheater in Gridania. And on top of that, something we don't typically get to see, at least not in the last 2 years. Over the course of the duration of the various special events, they've been shown off by me playing as Mathia, or Rika, or Corinne. So Shinji, the current Warrior of Light / Darkness, really has not gotten much of an opportunity to take a part in these special events. Until now. Yeah, he's finally getting his opportunity before Endwalker comes around and the end of days comes before us, so tonight it's finally his time to shine as far as the special event is concerned. So, now that we're here at Mikedo's Amphitheater, what do you say we go on over to speak to the face of Hatchingtide, who of course was for many years known for being dressed in a fancy pink and white striped tuxedo, but these days has taken to her fancy blue rabbit suit. Let's go ahead and speak with Gilia Leopo to take on the 2021 Hatchingtide special event quest at level 15 entitled Foul Demands. Gilia Leopo greets you with anxious enthusiasm.
Come one, come all, for the season of Hatchingtide is here once more. Oh, Shinji, how delightful to see you again! I must say the prophetic dream I had this year was even more fantastical than usual. I was assailed with images of rabbits and chickens who work together, paw and claw, to construct a wondrous backdrop for our festival. Always before, when we made our efforts to recreate my visions, the fates awarded us with some special occurrence. And it has already begun. No sooner had I donned my bunny costume than a chicken-suited poultry farmer arrived in town with a flock of feathery charges and offered to lend his assistance, just as I foresaw. There has, however, been one tiny bump in the road. You don't happen to have a few moments to spare, do you?
Yeah, I'm always up for an expedition, or how many moments exactly. But yeah, we'll go with option number 1.
Oh, it's just a simple errand, really. I promise not to take up too much of your time. It's just that my good friend Nanota went to collect eggs from the poultry farmer and, well, she should have returned by now. I'm certain it's nothing serious, but I would be ever so grateful if you could pay a visit to the Great Lone Glory and see what's keeping her.
Alright then. Away we go, and also, someone dressing as a horse this evening. Yeah, we got chickens and rabbits everywhere to coincide with Hatchingtide, that makes sense, but horses? Yeah, someone's getting Heaven's Turn mixed up with Hatchingtide, so we're gonna head on over to the Botanist Guild. So we'll make our way over here and check the place out. So yeah, spoilers, the action's gonna be over that way. Yeah, and speaking of the chickens in question, yeah, wearing fancy blue bandanas. Yeah, we've just noticed them. Hello there. Yeah, can you help me?
This is truly exasperating. Shinji, it's me, Nanota. How might I be of service?
Well, I was told about this guy who needed our help.
Gili was worried, you say? Right, I should probably explain. But before we delve into that, I should introduce you to Master Paulin.
Hello there, sir. Greetings! Yes, I am responsible for the little darlings. We heard word of this delightfully eccentric festival taking place in Gridania, and simply had to be a part of it.
By little darlings, he means the chickens, and they seem a touch out of sorts at the moment.
How so?
The idea was to have them on hand to lay fresh eggs for us, and I've been trying to help soothe a whole barn full of ruffled feathers.
Has it worked?
But even wearing the costume didn't stop me from being battered by charging chickens or spattered with fresh droppings. Honestly, I'm not sure what was injured more, my body or my pride.
The poor dears are simply not used to travel. Please don't think less of them if they act a bit rambunctious. Well, speaking of which... yeah, they're trying to escape. It's a chicken run.
Oh, gods!
My precious sweetling, no! Yeah, I think he wants a piece, or she.
Shinji, if you plan on being heroic today, now's the time.
Well, not just for combat, but... I guess I can do what I can to help. Just hope that the chicken's razor-sharp talons don't scratch me up too much. Yeah, we can't even allow one to get away. Yeah, looks at us. As you stare into the eyes of the feathered fiend, you feel a brief connection being made. Hand over the fancy feed and I'll give you the eggs you need. Thus spake those black, soulless eyes. At least you think that's what they said. And away it goes back again. Yeah, I guess we have more work to do. So we're going to officially complete quest number 1, because obviously there's going to be more than this. So Mr. Paulin. You think the little darlings want their fancy feed? I guess that's what I've deciphered. Well, I do have a special mix I developed with the help of a professional Bismarck culinarian for extra special occasions, and I suppose this qualifies. It's dreadfully expensive even in small amounts, but how could I withhold a treat from my beloved beauties? I guess. Yeah, got everything you require? I think I have enough fancy feed for everyone. Come, Nanota, the ladies await their feast.
Right! Hatchingtide must go on!
And so they're going in. As we listen to what's going on from behind the gate. Now, my little darlings, you needn't be so... Oh, such a feisty welcome. If we could just... Oh, not the fingers! Yeah, apparently it's not going well.
Please, we're just trying to... Oh no, the feet's gone everywhere!
Good thing we're not dirtying our hands with this. Yeah, sometime later. Whew, that seemed to cheer them up immensely. I suspect we'll have some eggs to collect in rather short order.
Cheer them up? They've worked themselves into an absolute frenzy.
Yeah, so what do we do? Yeah, and he's like, you're looking at me? Perhaps your adventurous friend here would like to try his hand at egg collecting. I'll even give you one of my spare work suits to wear.
What a wonderful opportunity for you! Sort out your gear, say your prayers, and we can have you filling a basket with eggs in no time. Just say the word!
And so, that's what we're getting ourselves into, by taking 3,360 experience points, plus also getting the chicken suit that these two are currently wearing. Now I will say, unlike last year's Hatchingtide when they gave you the rabbit suit and it was required to wear, the chicken suit that these two give you is completely optional. It's not required to perform the fates, but for the sake of this special event, we're gonna wear it anyway. Because, well, why wouldn't we? Yeah, there we go. All just for the occasion along with everyone else. So, now that we're kind of giving ourselves some safety here, let's speak with Nanota to take on the second quest for this particular experience, entitled A Poultry Sum. Nanota is in need of your egg collecting excellence. And so...
Are you ready to brave the poultry gauntlet? I'm sure you have a preferred adventuring wardrobe, but if you wouldn't mind, I think you should wear the costume while you work.
I have mentioned before, like I said, it is optional to wear it.
To business then. The entrance to the chicken enclosure is locked up tight. Just give the nod to Master Paulin and he'll let you in. We're counting on you, Shinji.
Yeah, you can do it. Heck, yeah. Just throw me in there and I'll do what I can. So yeah, speak with Paulin to go inside. Ready? Then into the chicken run you go. So yeah, you can only do this as a Disciple of War or Magic. Not that combat's going to be required. So yeah, we're actually timing this perfectly. Yeah, we're getting this right as the fate is about to begin. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of other chickens in here ready to get at it, so it's now officially active. We are off and running. So, we're trying to do a collecting style fate here. If you get hit by any of the AoE, you get hit with a heavy. Thankfully, you take no damage, but just getting your hands on an egg is a chore unto itself. Because it takes such a long time for you to pick the freaking egg up. And then there's also the rampant roosters that are doing their thing. But yeah, all your eggs are pretty much around the outside. So yeah, if you can avoid the AoE of the hens and the roosters, you should be fine. Yeah, you gotta be aware of your surroundings at all times. Wait for this one to do its thing. Get away from that rooster. Yeah, we got the mellow theme from Hatchingtide from last year as well. Also, hey, Elizabeth's joining me on this excursion. That's cool to see that. So yeah, we're pretty much going in a circle here. So, I will get the egg, but I do get heavied. And sometimes you just gotta make a choice and live with it. Oh! Yeah, someone's sneaking up from behind. Oh, can I get it before this gets off? Yes. And I get launched right into this next egg. Whether or not I can get it before this gets off, I did. So yeah, we'll keep going around. Alright, whoop, look out. And go. Now, in order to get the best result for this, you need to collect a minimum of 10 eggs. Yeah, usually in collection-based fates, it's 6 or 7 to get the best reward, but here, they're asking you to get at least 10. So the best strategy here is to just keep collecting until enough collection has been reached to fill up the progression meter for the fate. And then once you've done that, just drop off everything you've got. Even collecting a single egg will successfully give you credit for completing this challenge and completing the quest. Of course, we want to try and do as well as we can. Oh, look out. Yeah, let's get in there. So this one will get off, but I did get the egg. And you can see some of the others who are fully decorated for the occasion. I'm not gonna chance it here. Yeah, there are some hens that will just spam AoE like there's no tomorrow. Like this one. Okay, meter's been filled. So let's drag ourselves over the line back to the helpmeets. We got ourselves 15. But since the clock is still active, and since we can't leave until the fate is officially completed, let's see if we can get ourselves any bonus points. Maybe snatch one off the central hen. Well, gonna have to wait. Try it again. Nope. Yeah, the one in the middle proving to be quite formidable. Yeah, someone even coming in dressed as rabbits from last year. Alright, we're down to 10 seconds. Yeah, we won't be able to get another one, but 17 is a very solid score. There we go. We got the maximum reward of 10 Archon eggs. So yeah, you can come back in here and do this as many times as you want. Yeah, it's one of those styles of fates where you can keep doing the event as many times as you want as long as the event is active. Also, just for the sake of possibly having a hilarious thumbnail, you know, the thing is, you got so many people coming at the same time, it might be a challenge to nail down a thumbnail. Alright, I'm satisfied. Let's equip the Nota.
Shinji, your egg collecting skills are unparalleled! I don't know how to thank you!
That was a masterful display. I did what I could. I am, however, somewhat concerned that my bellicose beauties may harm themselves in their excited state. If you would be so kind as to make the delivery, I should like to remain here and keep an eye on the chicken run.
Certainly! I imagine poor Geely must be frantic. Let us convey this precious cargo back to the amphitheater straight away!
Yes, indeed we must. So let's head right on past Elizabeth and make our way over to the amphitheater once again. How many did you get your hands on there, Elizabeth? Also, that was a very quick warp. In an instance where things are very busy, I'm surprised we were in and out so quickly. Alright, Geely, we're back.
Welcome back, Shinji. I hear the egg collecting was not quite so simple an errand as we imagined.
Yeah, it was an egg experience, that was for sure. Or I've seen the 7th Howler that was full of chickens. But we'll go with the former.
You are an example to us all. Nanota and I are most fortunate to have your assistance. With your hard-won bounty in hand, we can now proceed to the important task of baking cookies and painting eggs for the children. I'd love to impose upon you so soon after that harrowing ordeal, but I wonder if I might ask you another favor? Simply put, I will need you to hand out tokens of gratitude to our tireless helpers, who will soon return from setting up all the Hatchingtide decorations. Such a duty should fall upon me, of course, but this sword suit requires an immediate and thorough scrubbing.
I imagine mine does too. So yeah, leave it to us.
Wonderful! Come to the front of the amphitheater and I'll have the gifts laid out for you in just a moment.
Well, did you have the opportunity to do it right from the beginning of the fate? On any events, we got a whole bunch of chickens all gathering over here, so let's speak with the Nota.
Here are the gifts I mentioned. I put together 3 different sets, but you can hand out whichever seems appropriate.
So we begin distributing the gifts? Yes, we will. So here's how we're going to do it. You might remember some fates or some cutscenes that are centered around fates and special events that you get the opportunity to get different people to show up based on what you've done. And a situation like this happened last year during Hatchingtide, and so I'll be showing it again. So, yeah, we'll give Nanota the special cargo, or we'll be taking from her.
Meanwhile, I shall see to cleansing the filth from my costume. Once you're finished with the presents, you can report directly to Geely.
So I'm gonna repeatedly show off all the outcomes of this cutscene because we get the opportunity to see people we've seen just before for Hatchingtide, even though we don't even necessarily recognize them right away. But since we did do Hatchingtide last year, I do recognize some of them because most of them do have tells. So we start with this refined rabbit here, and if you notice the staff that they're wearing and the spear worn by their friendly chicken, you might have an idea of who this is.
Greetings. We have come to report the completion of our part in the decorations. 'Tis a joyful duty to assist with the Hatchingtide adornments, knowing that every inhabitant of Gridania might enjoy the festivities. I hope you, too, will take a moment to join in this rare chance for revelry.
Well, it will be my honor there, Elder Seed Seer.
In charge of rewarding festival help, as you say. I've not done aught so grand as to merit a reward, but in the spirit of occasion, I shall humbly accept your gifts.
So for the first round, we'll show off what happens every time you give someone the rabbit and chicken stuffed toys. So let's hand these to the Elder Seed Seer.
My, what charming little toys! If you'll take the rabbit, then I shall claim this adorable chicken.
Don't you have that backwards, Elder Seed Seer? And they're like, what?
A gift from you, I shall treasure it always. Such a lovely surprise. Now if you would pray excuse us.
Yeah, you've been through a lot in the last 24 hours there, Elder Seed Seer. We're at least grateful that you're able to make your trip once again here to dress up for the occasion. Now we have a trio of individuals, one dressed as a rabbit and two dressed as chickens.
Ha! Why am I not surprised to see you here? We had a guild meeting scheduled, but you know how adventurers are. We just had to get involved in the celebrations. And seeing how the Dreamers always do such a nice job of decorating Noda, I figured this was the perfect chance for me to return the favor.
Yeah, if you don't know who these three are, I'll explain in a moment. Hey, also no presents hos laborers, I. Far be it from me to refuse a gift given freely. Yeah, our trio here are actually the three proprietors of the Adventurers Guild. The rabbit is Mother Miyun of Gridania. On the left is Momodi of Ulda, and on the right, from Limsalaminsa, is Bataron. So let's see what happens when we give them these toys. Yeah, one is taken by Momodi.
Oh, those are just darling, ain't they? Not exactly a match for the Quicksands decor, though, so I might need to keep them in my room. We'd best be off and leave you to your business then. Do come visit us at the canopy when duty permits.
And now this last one is actually dependent on what you've accomplished in game. You might remember that last year there was, at the end of a meeting with people who were dressed as rabbits, there was actually, depending on how much of the game you accomplished, there were actually two possible outcomes you could get. For this last particular rabbit that shows up, this is another one of those instances. So here we have this grass-stained rabbit who's accompanied by an actual chicken.
I don't know if my sense for decoration is all that appealing, but I seem to have made a feathered friend. She must be from the flock belonging to Master Paulin. Watching the struggles from afar, I had come to the conclusion that chickens are troublesome creatures, yet this one seems docile enough. So far she's been content to follow me around as I put the finishing touches on my adornments. Is it my costume, I wonder?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Hey Don, welcome to stream, glad to have you with us, and no, I have not, because I can't seem to find his name in the log, unfortunately, in the server.
A gift for me? I feel somewhat guilty accepting a reward for an activity I so thoroughly enjoyed, but if you insist.
So, let's give this grass-stained rabbit some toys. If you can't tell by the pickaxe that she has, this is for Fucha of the Botanist Guild.
These toys are certainly soft and pleasant to hold, yet I cannot help but wonder what kind of plant fiber was used in their construction. Curse of the professional botanist, I'm afraid. Now I think it's time I return this wayward hen to her owner. Fare you well.
Good to see you there, Fucha. So yeah, I'll show off later, after I get this fixed, shown off in post, who the second possible outcome is. Because I do have a character that is able to show this off for the other optional outcome. But for now, let's go back to Gili.
Shinji, my thanks for your assistance. Our little tokens were well received, I hope.
Indeed they were.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, and then something catches our eye. A sylph? A Moogle? Weren't expecting to see these things around, were you?
Once my own tasks were complete, I found myself veritably surrounded by sylphs and Moogles. I suppose the hustle and bustle of the festival must have piqued their curiosity. The Moogles seem particularly focused on wheedling cookie after cookie out of me, so we'll have to call upon Master Paulin for more eggs so I can bake another batch.
Just don't burn your fur.
But putting these trifling troubles and setbacks aside, our rabbits and chickens have done a fabulous job with the Hatchingtide decorations. The event is a huge success. And after all you've done to contribute, you deserve to head out and enjoy it.
Oh, thank you very much, there, Geely. And so we'll complete this quest by taking 3,360 experience points and 420 gil, and having a sylph looking over our shoulder. Speak with the Noda if you wish to replay the gift-giving task from the Quest of Poultry Sum, and you can also repeat the freight as well by going to the Great Loam Glory. Yeah, look how excited the sylphs are, and the Moogles too. Alright, and we also earned the achievement of Foul Temper as well. So, now that we've taken care of that, we have to speak with the Noda again in order to show off the remaining outcomes. So let's speak with her again.
Ah, Shinji, what excellent timing! I was handing out another pot of gifts to our helpers and I'm in dire need of a tea break. Would you be so kind?
So yeah, and also by the way, it's always the same group of people that show up over and over again. With the one exception that I will show off in post. So now let's give her the painted eggs filled with treats.
My, what lovely colors! And judging by the scent, there are baked treats hiding within, a perfect accompaniment for my morning tea. Such a lovely surprise. Now if you'll pray excuse us.
And here's what happens when we give them the eggs.
Ah, these are the type they fill with baked delights. There's nothing better than enjoying a sweet treat after a hard day's work.
Do go on and roll to yourself now. I got time for a quick bite and a couple Mother Meeting's best tea. I thought I'd make the trick back to Limsa Laminsa.
Sounds like a grand idea. Count me in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We'd best be off to leave you and to your business then. Do come visit us at the canopy when duty permits. Are these the eggs they fill with treats? That would explain the delicious aroma. Just what I need after a hard day's work in the planting fields. Now I think it's time I return this wayward hen to her owner. Fare you well.
So now to show off what happens when you hand over the Archon eggs. The opulent Archon eggs, no less.
Well, isn't this quite exquisite? It shall grace my mantle as a memento of these happy celebrations.
Hand them over the eggs. See what Baderon has to say. Well, ain't that a delicate beauty? But as I say, sport to put it. Once have I had 2 days on the wench considering the unsteady state of my regular clientele. Yeah, it's very fragile. Here you go for Fucha.
These Archon eggs are exquisite, aren't they? Speaking from the viewpoint of one who provides raw materials to artisans, I am thrilled to see my humble contributions transformed into such works of art.
I'm sure you are. And your escaped pet seems to think so too.
You like it too, do you? Then I shall display it in a place of pride, when it shall serve as a memento of our brief and unusual companionship.
Alright. Take care there, Fucha. So as mentioned before, I would talk about what would happen if you did something in particular that would be giving you the opportunity to see an alternate third party coming in here for Hatchingtide. So we already saw Fufucha, but you probably weren't expecting to see a pair looking like this. I'll explain why as we go along, but you can only do this if you do certain crafting quests. So here we have this inquisitive chicken here, accompanied by a little rabbit.
Rika, you're also taking part in this curious festival? I confess I find it passing strange to be speaking with you thus beyond the boundaries of the Ruby Sea. When I said I was heading this way to scout market prices, I was informed, not asked mind you, that Her Highness here would accompany me in an effort to better understand the outside world. Do me a favor and keep this from Shiosai, would you?
So yeah, that's Rika who's actually under this yellow chicken outfit.
You say we ought to be rewarded. I thought our inclusion in the ritual painting of the chicken eggs was reward enough, and now you offer me gifts. I am overwhelmed by your generosity.
So let's present the rabbit and chicken stuffed toys to them.
Oh, are these little animal dolls? And so wonderfully soft to the touch. I shall make one last turn around town, then I suppose I should return home. I pray we meet again soon in Tamamizu.
So this is similar to something that happened last year with Hatchingtide, that if you did certain things in regards to the 4 Lords of Stormblood, you would actually get Suzaku as an alternative option for possible people in disguise you can meet. This time, we've got the Princess of the Suino Sato settlement in the Ruby Sea, Kurenai, and this is her associate who you team up with as far as doing collectible quests are concerned for Kurenai. So I'll show off what her name is since it's not coming to me right away. But yeah, you can only get this if you did those particular collecting quests. So away they go. And so now for the painted eggs.
Oh, I know a treat-filled egg when I see one. It's interesting how the presentation makes the contents feel that much more special. In fact, I reckon I could sell these for profit if you weren't just giving them away.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah. Make sure you use those the way they were meant to be used. And enjoy the treats within them, please. You came a long way to get them. And finally, the Archon eggs.
Such delicate and splendid artifice! And you call this an Archon egg? Nay, 'tis far too precious a treasure for me to accept. I thought you came with me to experience the outside. It's customary to receive eggs on Hatchingtide, so please, just take the gift. Yes, I suppose you're right. After all, this would be the perfect souvenir for Hisui.
Yeah, I suppose it would for her doppelganger from Shisui of the Violet Tides. But yeah, it's good to see you again there, Miss Kurenai. And so this is what the alternate option is for those who get the opportunity to take on those collecting quests with her in Tamamizu. So we meet again.